Hi, my name's Natalie. I work in the arts team here at Cambridge University Hospitals, and I want to tell you all about what we've been up to for the last few weeks. Me and my colleague Leslie have been working on Together, which is a reflection on the last 6 months of the pandemic in an exhibition, in an arts exhibition. We have been putting together and curating all sorts of creative responses that we've had sent to us and shared with us over the last few months. So some of it has been made by staff, others have been made by the community and provide professional artists who have gifted us artwork. We also have some of the NHS hero portraits, which you might have seen on social media. And so because lots of you can't come in and see this because we can't unfortunately welcome visitors in at the moment, we want to give you a behind the scenes tour so that you don't miss out. So the first section of our exhibition is all about the love and the gratitude that was expressed by our hospital community, our staff's families and friends, but also the wider public towards us at Cambridge University Hospitals and those on the front line. So you'll see we've got lots of rainbows. We collected these from staff, so there's lots of children's artwork shared. You know, rainbows was really representing the hope that we were feeling as a hospital, but also as a nation at that point. And then we got so much in the way of artwork from children. So just before the Easter holidays, children were at school painting and writing and drawing messages to our frontline staff, and they sent it in to us and we put it up on our hospital walls as soon as we could so that people who were queuing for their lunches in their breaks could just take some time to enjoy it. And now we have some of that displayed as part of our exhibition, which is really beautiful. And the very last bit is an amazing hand-printed mural that just says thank you with this beautiful sun, and the handprints going out like sun's rays with NHS, and I think it really, really depicts and kind of symbolises all that amazing warm feeling that we had for those who were on the front line. So you might have seen during lockdown that some of the buildings, the iconic buildings around the country, and quite a few in Cambridge, were lit up blue on Thursday night to coincide with the clap for carers. And it was just so special to get the support from Absolute Audio Visual Solutions to light up our iconic chimney at Addenbrooke's. So it was back at the beginning of May, and it's difficult to light things up at the beginning of May because the days are getting so long. So actually what happened was we lit it up all through the night. So it started with dusk and it was so atmospheric at that point, and then as it got darker and darker, it got brighter and brighter, and lots of our staff who were on night shifts made a little bit of time to just pop out and have a look at that. And for a lot of us it really did, it captured the moment, and I'm so happy that we had a Cambridge Diary, which is a local professional photographer who blogs around Cambridge. He came and caught that, and we're really proud to present one of his pictures up on the wall as part of this exhibition. So whilst the arts team haven't been able to work directly with patients and staff on wards, we've had to find other ways to support our hospital community. And so early on we started creating wellbeing packs for staff in the sanctuary, which was a space where people who were working could go for a little bit of a break, and also to some of the staff rooms with areas where staff couldn't get away because of the heavy PPE they were wearing during shifts. But we also created wellbeing packs for our patients. So this section of the exhibition just shares some of that. So it's got pictures of the activities we had in the sanctuary. We had a creative wellbeing section of the sanctuary. But also we had boredom busters, which were beautiful newspapers that were made by our friends at the Bristol Hospital. We had 2,000 of them that went out to patients. We also had origami kits for staff, because it's an amazing thing to do just to bring down your stress levels and relax. We've had some of our favourite artists as part of our collection here at Addenbrooke's. We've had Quentin Blake donate to us a very special mindful colouring sheet that he made for us. We also have Anita Klein, one of our favourite artists, do the same. She made lots of beautiful pictures for us as a way of kind of mindfully colouring and relaxing. And we also worked with A Space Between, who are an organisation that normally work very closely with patients around therapeutic benefits of drawing and colouring, who have created this global project where people create a drawing and somebody on the other side of the world will colour it in. We brought that into hospital, and some of that is showcased here as well. And one of the final bits we have in this section of the exhibition features Felipa Pereira Stubbs, a dance artist who works normally 2 days a week on our adult wards here at Addenbrooke's. And while she wasn't for a time able to get onto the wards, she offered to provide sessions online via Zoom for our staff, but also our really special volunteers that haven't been able to be in as well, just as a way to see each other and to have a bit of fun together and to relax together, which was so successful and something that we'll be continuing on into the future. We found that lots of our staff and also the public and our supporters were really taking solace in springtime this year. We all got a little bit more pleasure out of just watching the amazing weather and experiencing the amazing weather outside and watching the seasons turn and the flowers bloom. And so we were sent lots of amazing pictures, often by our staff, of their moments outside. And sometimes for our staff it was just a couple of minutes. But I think this section just captures that and reminds us how fundamentally important it is for our well-being to enjoy the outdoors. And I just want to highlight as well Georgia Humbert, who is a professional artist, offered to paint us a beautiful depiction of nature, and we have the original displayed in the sanctuary, and it's huge. So what we've done is we've taken a special photograph so that we can just highlight it here in the exhibition. This section of the exhibition is pretty special. We're really proud of our doctors, Dr. Ellie Walder and Dr. Zoe Fritz, two colleagues that were working on the COVID assessment unit in Addenbrooke's during March and April, who are also keen singers, and during the shift together sort of said, do you know what I really miss? I really miss singing. And from that moment, they just came up with the brilliant idea of creating a choir, and they rewrote songs and they approached Anna Lapwood. Anna Lapwood is an incredible conductor based in Cambridge who jumped on the project and has created a choir, a virtual choir, which is across the country, made up of NHS workers and those that used to work for the NHS. They've created a choir of over 1,000 members, and it's incredible just to kind of appreciate what, for those 1,000 people, singing has done for them during the last few months. And I know that they have some really exciting plans for the future, so we can't wait to see what happens. Portraits for NHS Heroes was a special project started by Thomas Croft, who is a portrait artist based in Oxford. So at the beginning of lockdown, he couldn't quite work out how he was going to offer something during this really difficult time, and so came up with the idea of starting Portraits for NHS Heroes, which was an offering of a free portrait to the first person who worked for the NHS to get in touch. And this really caught on. He suggested that other artists might do the same, and before he knew it, artist after artist was offering NHS professionals a chance to have their portrait painted in it, and so there are thousands and thousands of these portraits around the country now, and we are super happy and super proud to be displaying some of those that have been painted by our very own NHS heroes. So across the exhibition we've got probably about 12 portraits displayed, staff from across the hospital, nurses, doctors of all specialisms, and you'll just see that moment in time that has been captured, and I think that's what a portrait does. It preserves that moment forever, really. And so these will go back to our staff at the end of the exhibition, and they'll put them back on their walls, but for now we're really happy to share them with everybody. During the lockdown, Addenbrooke's Charitable Trust, our amazing hospital charity, worked with Cambridge Commodities, one of the big sponsors for our work here at Addenbrooke's, teamed up together to launch an online art competition for children. So they invited children to paint or draw, create their version of NHS Heroes and submit it. And and we are really happy to be displaying the winners here. So we have artwork created by young people from age 3 up to age 18. Each one is different. Each one just manages to kind of depict different elements of what lockdown meant to them, you know, from kind of neighbourhoods, rainbows, coming out and clapping, through to an NHS portrait here, which is absolutely amazing, by Kitty, aged 18, through to cartoons, and up to Jessica, aged 3, who drew her very own superhero doctor. I think it's amazing to invite creative responses from children. They always come up with brilliantly original ideas, and we want to just say a big congratulations to the winners here. So 2020 is the International Year of the Nurse and the Midwife, and we as a hospital trust have had all sorts of things planned for it, and of course, like everywhere else, we've had to adapt those plans to the times and find other ways of celebrating our nursing and midwife community. And so one of those things has been Beyond the Mask. So Beyond the Mask is a poetry project that ran during spring and summer. And we asked the public, but also our staff, to take some time, if they fancied it, to write, in whatever form they wanted to, write about what nurses and midwives really meant to them. It was about going beneath the surface and going beyond the mask to think about those people who care for us every day, who they are and what they represent to us. And it was an incredible project to go through. We had so much poetry sent to us. Over 30 came from staff, and each one was so different. Each one was so powerful, equally as powerful, but so different. So one of the beautiful things about it was that Sean Borrowdale, who is a professional poet, picked them all up, picked up all of those offerings of poems, listened to them, kind of let them kind of settle in him, and then he responded by writing a sonnet, which is dedicated to the nurses and midwives here at Cambridge University Hospitals. It's really, really beautiful. We will put all of the poems up as soon as we can for you to sort of take them in one by one. But we're really, really proud to just give these an audience in the exhibition. Thank you very much to Addenbrookes Charitable Trust for supporting this project. We're so grateful to be able to do this work. So we just wanted to make sure we displayed some of the incredible pieces of scrubs that were sewn by members of our community in Cambridgeshire. So this is Scrubs for Cambridgeshire. They, as a collective of sewers led by Gioconda Gomez, have produced for the region hundreds and hundreds, in fact more than 3,500 scrubs sent across the community to health workers, and I particularly love how creative they got. So we have here a scrub top that has Thomas the Tank Engine on it, and I've seen all sorts of creative scrubs pictured online, and I think, you know, it just goes to show what efforts can be made by the community and what a difference it can make. So a big thank you and a massive congratulations and respect to all those sewers out there who have really played their part during this time. So we were contacted a few months ago by Belle Hutley, who runs an online interior design company. She's an artist and an illustrator who is a friend of one of our doctors here at Cambridge University Hospitals, and wanted to do her part and play her part to donate some artwork to us here at Addenbrookes. And so what you see here is the winners of a competition, which was a call out on her Instagram, Flowers for the NHS it was called, and she asked for artwork that depicted the flowers of springtime. And they are so bright and beautiful. So they're here in our exhibition until the end of the year, but actually we will place these beautiful, vibrant, positive pieces of artwork elsewhere in our hospital once the exhibition is done, because I know that they will be really enjoyed by our patients and staff for years to come.